Hey, welcome in everyone. My name is P1 Fit Travis, and this is a brief little warm-up that you can attach to the front end of any of your workouts, any of the workouts that we do here on stream, as well as any that you do outside of stream as well. It's inclusive based, it's beginner focused, it's an opportunity for you to be able to move at a light pace. As we go through the warm-up, the complexity of some of the moves will increase a little bit. The goal being that it takes us from this recovery state into a bit more of a heightened state, a little bit warmer through the joints, a little bit warmer through the body. You're breathing a little bit, and it gives you what is a great handoff into whatever your workout ends up being. That being said, it's about 10 minutes, give or take, and it actually, you can use it as just your own standalone. Like maybe you've been working at a desk for a long period of time, or you've been gaming for a long period of time. Throw on a 10-minute timer or throw on this video, and you can just move around a little bit, and you don't have to do an actual workout. This can just be your 10 minutes of movement for the day. So yeah, otherwise, if you want to click the follow button or like or follow us on Twitch live and all that fun stuff, you'll see that in the text. But otherwise, let's just jump on into it. So, all right, so first thing we're going to do is a march in place. So just find a little bit of space wherever you're at, and let's just start to kind of warm up those hip flexors a little bit and bring the legs up and down. So you can keep your arms relaxed. What I'm going to recommend is that you move the arms a little bit as well. It doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be intense, doesn't have to be crazy. It's the first movement, it's only 30 seconds. Nice gentle march in place. All right. Shake it out real quick. You only got 5 seconds. Really, it's just going to be allowing you to know where we're going from here. We're going to do each movement twice. So let's go right back into that march. And if you'd like to, you can go a little bit higher with it, or you can march forward and back. So it's about 1 minute total of just a movement that's a little bit elevated past just a gentle walk. The hip flexors, which have been sitting for long periods of time, you want to get them activated. All right, shake it on out. Next movement, we're going to do just a little lateral movement. Lateral move, so lateral side step, and what we call a step curl. Okay? So again, relax the arms for this first one. We're really just going to be stepping side to side and taking the back heel and kicking up towards your butt. Okay, so now we're getting hamstrings involved here. We did the front march, to flex, and then extend. Through the hip. Through the knee, it's a little different. All right, shake it on out. If you would like to, you can add some upper body into this one as well. So I can swing my arms forward and back. So now I'm getting some shoulder movement here. I could even reach my arms out a little bit higher if I wanted to. Or you can stay with just the step curl. And what you should be noticing is already the movement's starting to kick in. We're using these first two movements to get some general locomotion and some breathing into the body, and then we'll slow it down to some mobilizers. So we've got a forward step with an overhead reach. We're just going to alternate these. So reaching over and forward step. Reaching over and forward step. Start easy. Start nice and simple. We're just taking about a foot width or a foot and a half distance. Step forward, and then I'm taking my eyes and my hands and I'm following them as they go back. So I like to exhale as I step into it. All right, shake it out. And we're just going to do the same thing again. If you need to step into the movement or out of the movement at any time, do so. Again, taking my eyes, big breath. Oops, I lost my balance on that one. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to over hyperextend our back. So the goal isn't to really reach back. It's just for you to naturally see where your body is moving. Okay? It's a good front line opener and something to explore and see how you feel that day. Now, if you've got a wall, we're going to do something a little lateral. So I'm going to take this inside foot. I'm going to swing it over, and I'm going to take a hand and reach over towards the wall. Okay, stepping over and reach towards the wall. So now I'm doing something in the frontal plane, this side-to-side movement, getting a little bit of an opening. You may even feel some in the adductor or the inside of the thigh. And I'm taking this hand, I'm reaching over towards the wall. Okay, I've got one hand that's helping me with support. All right, shake it out. Now just turn around, and we're gonna hit the other side. So now like so, and I step across and reach over. So we've got 2 rounds of 30 seconds. Anytime we have a right to left, we're just gonna switch that. Now I let my hips, I push the hips out just a little bit. I'm trying not to fold forward or extend backwards. Just a gentle little reach as I come across here. A couple more seconds. All right, and shake it out. All right, we're gonna transition into the floor now. So now the complexity starts to build. Let's take the feet nice and wide. We'll squat low, and we'll walk the hands out towards the floor. I can drop the knees if I want to. I walk the hands back. I push back into my squat, hands to thighs, and rise up. You may only get a couple of these, because these will start to add a bit of work now into the upper body. And again, should start to pick up the heart rate a little bit too. All right, quick little breather. We're just going to continue the same thing. You may need a little bit more, a little bit less, slow it down, whatever you got to. I'm going to modify mine just a little bit. So I get a little hamstring pull on this. As I push through the hands, I'm going to tip the tailbone back and then bring my hands to thighs and reach up. Okay, but I recommend when starting to get yourself in and out of a squat position before coming out of it. All right, rest. We are now on the ground, mobilizing the spine through a little cat-cow. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. I'm going to round through the spine and then extend. I exhale as I drop my eye gaze. Squeeze the butt a little bit, fold like an accordion, and then inhale as I take my eye gaze up, arch, take the tailbone back. All right, quick rest, quick breather. Same movement. I'll show you from a different angle. Now you can stay with this movement, or you can explore a little bit through more of almost like a circular or wave-like position into it as well. But really, if this is like your first kind of roll with this movement, really just take your time. Take your time exploring what the general movement is first. You do not need to find your max work with this. All right, rest. It's just finding a movement that feels good for you. Okay, next movement, a little lunge twist. So I'm going to take 1 foot forward, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one hand to the ground, one hand to the thigh. I can either lift my leg up, but I'm going to try and open my hand out. Open. Now, we can stay on one side, or you can alternate. Whatever you choose to do, we're just going to be doing it for the 30 seconds. But if you stay on one side, then just know that you'll be switching at the break. Okay, stepping in. Lift the leg, rotate. I want that twist through the spine. All right, rest. We've just mobilized the spine through a little bit of flexing and extension. So now getting some twisting into it is really good as well. And plus, when you lift that leg, you get a little extra hamstring pull. Continue to breathe through. And hopefully, after some of these movements, you're feeling the warmth of your body start to increase. The room you're in or wherever you're standing is starting to get a little warmer, which is all good. All right, our last couple movements, and this is where we start to generate a little bit of muscle activation as well. So we're going to go from a push-up to a child's pose. So knees, I do 1 push-up, and I'll push back into child's pose. All right, 1 push-up and back. Now, my knees might need to be a little bit closer. My push-up might be a little bit shorter, and that's totally okay. Totally okay. So I can take this top range push-up, or I can go a little bit lower into it. All right, rest. Now be mindful, if that push-up at the base is just not really feeling good, then of course, you can come up to a wall, you can do your push-up here, and then just sit the hips back. So push-up, sit the hips back. Push-up, and notice my back stays straight, I'm just folding at the waist. We're getting a lot of good hip hinge stuff in this warm-up, which is great for if you're doing like leg-based workouts. All right, and rest. Last two movements, we're gonna go up to the feet. We got one leg balance, RDLs. So from the hamstrings, all the activation, or from all the warming up, now we activate. So I've got one leg, I tip forward and squeeze the butt back. Now it's a little bit of balance as well, so challenge yourself with this. See if you can get a little bit of that balance as you tip forward. You always have the wall to help out, but this is now starting to really activate and turn on some of the muscles in the lower body, which if we can warm up the muscles in the lower body, our heart rate is going to lift naturally. All right, switch. Same thing, but on the other side. Again, I have this wall to help just in case I need it. I'm keeping this grounded leg soft. If I need to, I can always point that toe down and use it as a bit of a kickstand back here. I fold, little hamstring stretch, squeeze the butt. Fold, little hamstring stretch, squeeze the butt. Now really think about using the butt to pull the hips in. All right, rest. Last movement, I'm gonna show you the regression and then the progression. So we've got jacks. So jumping jacks you've seen before, but maybe not a variation like so. So for 30 seconds, let's swing the arms up and over. Let's stay low in the legs, soft in the knees, and tap with our foot outwards. Now, if we don't swing, you don't have to, but the swing is actually going to help to not only, again, get your shoulders moving in a different way, but also the more movement, the more the heart rate starts to lift. All right, last round. We go right back to it, or take it to that full-on jumping jack. Now this is the time after all the stuff that we've been doing where a little bit of impact might be okay. We might not do this at the very beginning of the warm-up, but maybe it's something that feels better a little bit later at the end. And you can see my heart rate starting to pick up there. And in 3, 2, 1, shake it on out. Whatever you need, if you want to add in a couple exercises to that you feel that you want to do or that you need. Maybe it's an upper body day, maybe it's a core day, maybe it's a lower body day. So maybe do an exercise or two now that the heart rate is lifted to get you ready for it. So maybe it's a leg day, maybe do some squats or some lunges to help kind of get yourself ready for that first set. Or maybe it's an upper body day, you do either some push-ups or back extensions or light rows or something to help yourself get into that. Maybe it's a core day, you do a set of plank and some crunches just to get yourself ready for your workout. Anything else that you want to add on, go for it. If not, that's your warm-up, and utilize it however you want. So thanks, everybody. Have a good one.